Hello, this is Lacquerography, and welcome to my wish list for polish pickup for September 2023. And the theme this month is haunted history. And I'm in trouble this month. This month looks phenomenal. I have already gone in and done my first impressions wish list selections, and I've come up with 21 items that are currently on my wish list. Way too many. I've noticed some trends in the things that I'm interested in. If you want to know more about polish pickup itself, I'll share more information about that at the end. But let's go right into this wish list and check out these 21 items. And it was hard to even narrow it down to 21. So my 21 items this month make up mostly polish items, but there are a few additional items in here as well. The first polish on my wish list is by Jen & Barry's, and it's called Hell Hath No Fury. Now, I am noticing right away there is an availability cap on this polish of only 300 polishes. So what that means is there are only 300 available. Once they are sold out, they are considered sold out. So that it's an availability cap of 300 products available, and then it's considered a sellout. It's inspired by Emily's bridge. The story goes Emily was to meet her fiance one night at the bridge to elope, but he never showed, so she hung herself from the rafters. Since people have reported hauntings when going through the bridge, the vision of a woman screaming and gashes on their cars passing through from her long nails. That sounds horrific. These descriptions this month are not my favorite. I'm not really into scary things, but the themes and the interpretations this month of those themes are just out of this world outstanding for haunted history. This polish is described as having a charcoal base with bronze and emerald green metallic flakies and orange gold green shifting crystal flakies. When I saw this polish, I did think it does have a creepy Halloween vibe, as most of these polishes do. But I was also looking at it in terms of versatility. And as I was looking at this polish, I also saw changing fall leaves. I can see this appealing to me even in the winter, this sort of a deeper green in combination with the charcoal base and the flakies. I can also see this as an interesting spring option. It's dark, but for spring, green leaves in the spring, I can see this as being a lot more versatile than just a haunted history type of polish. So this one is really appealing to me for its look and also for its versatility. Jen & Barry's Hell Hath No Fury. So this next polish up is by Wildflower Lacquer, and it's called Lady of the House. I'm loving the smoky look of this one right off the bat. So for this one, just in contrast with the last polish, there is no availability cap. This one is one that I don't have to worry about it selling out immediately. Right when the shop opens, I have a little bit more time to think about a polish like this. Or also for people that are passionate about an item and would like to buy multiple, you can do that without worrying about availability of the product running out. So this product is described as a smoky plum base with pink to orange to gold to almost green shifting shimmer. Inspired by the Overholster Mansion, was considered one of OKC's first mansions built in 1903. Henry and Anne Overholster both died there, and it said Anne still haunts the mansion to this day, peering from the third-story window like she's waiting for Henry to come home from work. Very creepy indeed. I love shimmer polishes. I love shimmer polishes of all types, also ones with quite significant shifts like what we see here with quite drastic changes in the color. This one doesn't seem to have a lot of subtlety to it, but there's something about the smokiness of this one that to me looks like it's quite unique in my collection. I also have some multi-chrome polishes that feature this type of a warmer shift to it. But it's the smokiness that's really catching my eye. And this one's on the wish list. It's very appealing. So that one is Wildflower Lacquer, Lady of the House. This next polish up is by a brand that I have never shopped from before, so this would be a first for me if I go through with getting it. This is a polish offering by Starrylight and Sparkles, Starlight Polish Berg Frankenstein. So this polish is inspired by Frankenstein Castle in Germany, once home to an alchemist named Johann Conrad Dippel, who claimed to have created an elixir of life and was accused of grave robbing and experimenting on the bodies. He might also have served in some part as a source of inspiration for Mary Shelley's Frankenstein, published in 1818, as she may have heard stories about him during her stop in Gernsheim, just 10 miles away from the castle, during her journey on the Rhine in 1814. And this one's described as a soft, earthy red-brown with brick red and dark gray flecks and translucent microflakes that shine white, gold, and red, meant to resemble the sandstone that was likely used for at least part of the castle's original construction. And there's only 250 of these polishes available. So back up to the polish itself. When I saw this, I was thinking that for me, this is a 4-season polish. I really respect the inspiration for this one. I think that's great. And the fact that it resembles the actual castle in Germany. And yeah, I think it's quite beautiful. And this is unique looking. Like, I don't really own anything quite in this like sandstone um, type base color with flakies. I view this as quite beautiful, which is for me, I think on this wish list, the beauty of this polish is a little bit unusual. It makes it a standout among some of the others on my wish list. So yeah, I'm really looking at this one as an all-season polish. I like the inspiration, and this is a brand I've never shopped from before. So for me, that kind of elevates this pick even more, because I like to try different brands. For me, that's an exciting thing about these collaboration websites and boxes each month, that you get the chance to explore brands that you don't typically have access to. So Starlight and Sparkles, Starlight Polish, Berg Frankenstein. So I've got a stamping plate that made my wish list this month, and the stamping plate is by EDK, and it's called Boo. And I have not tried stamping yet, and I'm starting to amass a bit of a collection of stamping plates, which is a bit of a problem that I'm amassing these without having tried stamping. Such as a collector's challenge, right? So, but I'm very committed to giving stamping a try. I love the look of it on other people. And from watching tutorials on it, I do think that it looks quite attainable in terms of some nail art. So back to this item itself. The thing that caught me about this is I'm really not into any sort of gory, scary things in life. I don't watch scary movies. I don't read scary novels, books. But I liked the fact that this was sort of a cute take on some of those typical Halloween images. I am also an elementary teacher. I don't want to scare the children off at all. It's not really my mission. So yeah, I was intrigued by some of these kind of cute takes on Halloween imagery. I mean, these mummies, and I mean, who doesn't love an adorable Beetlejuice over here? And kind of like this brain matter over here, and the bats and the witches' hats, and um, there's a number of images in here that I think uh, would be a lot of fun to play with this holiday season. So this plate is on my list, and I really do need to give stamping a try. So that's the stamping plate by EDK, and it's Boo. Now, this next polish on my list is by Polish for Days, Goblins and Ghoulies. And when I saw this polish, I thought, oh, like that's got that shift that works so well. Those shifty shimmers I find work very well for Halloween and ghostly seasons. But I see this as a very versatile polish as well. And I could see myself being drawn to this throughout the year. This polish is inspired by Madame Leota from Haunted Mansion. It's a deep mulberry purple base with an intensely glowing blue to purple shimmer. And no cap. I just think the shifts of this polish are really beautiful. I've been finding myself very drawn to purples uh, throughout this summer. I was also drawn to purple in the spring. And also, for me, the depth of this color makes it one that I could actually see myself reaching for in the winter as well. Like I do see this as a multi-season polish. The shifts of this look wild. And wow, it plays with the light in such a gorgeous way. And yeah, so this polish is pretty high on my wish list this month. I love versatility of polishes, so Polish for Days, Goblins and Ghoulies. Now, this next one on my wish list is by Pampered Polishes, and it's called Hitchhiking Ghosts. And actually, Pampered Polishes is a brand that I don't own too many from. I think I maybe own about 3 of their polishes. So yeah, this one caught my eye right away. It's a little, again, the brightness for me made it look a little bit more maybe versatile than just as a spooky polish. So this one is also inspired by Haunted Mansion. And it's a brighter green jelly base with a bold green shimmer and assortment of mint colored glitter. And there was no cap for this one. So yeah, taking a look at this polish, I mean, unfortunately, there's only one swatch photo here for this one. I wish there were a few more, but yeah, I mean, this one, I can see like that sort of green and those mint glitters do give it almost like that shade of glow in the dark glitters, but it's yet not glow in the dark. And I do find that look appealing, but I also find that this polish, again, a versatile polish. I could see myself drawn to this in the spring and summer as well. Maybe even in the winter as like kind of a little bit of a different take on like a Christmas polish, depending on how that green really shows up on the nail. Yeah, I'm really liking this one. Just a little bit different, a little bit brighter than some of the options that have been on my wish list this month as well. So Pampered Polishes, Hitchhiking Ghosts. So here we go with another green, and greens have been a theme for me over the last several months. I love the color green a lot. So this one is a polish by Night Owl Lacquer, and it's called Haunted Forest. So taking a look at the description, it's inspired by the thick, dark, mossy haunted forests in Washington. This is a linear holographic multichrome that shifts blackened olive, green, red, orange. I just really don't know that I have anything like this in my collection. I love greens, and the fact that this one, to me at first glance, making this wish list, I can't think of anything else in my collection at this point that looks anything like this. A deep, mossy, linear holographic, the multi-chrome as well. I just think this looks like a spectacular offering that would be unique to my collection. So I do have to look at the other polishes in my collection to see if I'm maybe just forgetting about a polish that I had purchased and maybe haven't worn yet. But I'm loving the look of this one, and I know that I love greens. So this one is Night Owl Lacquer Haunted Forest. So another polish on my wish list is by Music City Beauty, and it's called the Stanley. So the description that goes along with this one is that it is inspired by the Stanley Hotel. It's a vibrant red base with aurora shifting through red, orange, and green and silver holographic flakies. And there's only 100 of these ones available. So actually, this is making me think that if I'm getting this one, I'll need to jump right when the shop opens on Friday, September the 1st. I mean, what can I say? I love the color of this polish. Sometimes it's hard to explain exactly what it is that I love about a polish. I just love the color. I love the color of this polish. It looks gorgeous. It looks like a reddish orange, and I love everything about that. This polish is beautiful, and I could see myself wearing this all through the fall, through the winter, and again, just a versatile polish that fits this theme of haunted history, but has a lot more versatility beyond just the spooky season. So Music City Beauty, the Stanley. Now this next polish up is by MJ Lacquer, and it's called We've Been Waiting for You. I was stopped in my tracks on the landing page where this polish came up on the website by just the contrasting change in this polish, just the contrast in this polish. I think both of these colors are standouts, and I can't believe that this can happen in the same polish. Fascinating to me. So let's take a look at the description. Inspired by the historical ghost tours of Galveston, Texas. Um, the description is that it's a purple to smoky green thermal. It's a generous mix of red to green to orange multichrome flakes and pink iridescent flakes, highlighted with a purple orange gold green aurora shimmer, creating a golden smoky green appearance in the warm state. And I see that smoky appearance in spades, and that smokiness has really been appealing to me. There's only 130 available before it's considered sold out. So this is one that if I decide to go with it, I will have to shop early. MJ Lacquer is a brand where I've been gradually increasing the number in my collection through many of these collaboration websites and boxes. And I've been really impressed by this brand. And the two contrasting states here for this thermal, I think, are absolutely spectacular. And then amidst that, I'm seeing these flakes appear like fall leaves. I just think this is gorgeous. And I do have a number of thermals in my collection, so I was actually hoping to maybe not purchase more until I use the ones that I have in a more significant way. But just, I mean, the shift in this is stunningly dramatic. Like I think it's fascinating. I would get so much entertainment from wearing that polish like this one through the fall, especially when in the fall you find yourself in a lot of different temperature states throughout your day, as the weather's getting cooler, at least in my part of the world. Really beautiful offering. I'm intrigued by both states. I do love that smokiness to it, and the addition of these flakies and that dramatic thermal evokes for me changing leaves in the fall. So I think this is beautiful. MJ Lacquer, we've been waiting for you. This next polish up is by Lumen, and it's called Haunted Melody. Great name. Great name for this polish. It's inspired by the Greenwood Cemetery in Central Florida. It's reported to have been haunted since the 1800s. This 82-acre area is well known for disembodied screams, the laughter of children, and a haunting music box tune playing on the breeze. It sounds horrible. Oh, gosh. Visitors report hearing the melodies of a music box and the feeling of a presence nearby. A haunted melody is a cool blue with a strong gold chartreuse to blue-green shift. Each angle will reveal a unique sparkle with a different shift. With a focus on shimmer, this shade will be semi-sheer and shimmering in one coat and semi-opaque in 3 thin coats. So for me, a sheerness to a polish is no problem at all. I actually don't mind at all what they were suggesting, that idea of a sheer wash of color in one coat, giving just a light shimmer on the nails. I actually quite enjoy that kind of a look, and it did say that it was a semi-sheer look still, even in 3 coats. So if you prefer an opaque look, this polish probably wouldn't be one for you unless you consider wearing it with a blurring base coat of some sort underneath, which would be a different product. But for me, I love sheer polishes, and I did notice that this was quite a light ethereal look from these swatch photos, and I do think it's beautiful. I have to say that that description just creeps me right out. But no, the polish itself is beautiful, hauntingly beautiful, you might say. And so this one is on the wish list. Lumen's Haunted Melody. This next polish up is by Crucible Designs. If you've got it, haunt it. This one is a brand that has quickly become one of my favorites. It's actually the first direct purchase I ever made of indie polish was directly from Crucible Designs through their website themselves. So this brand holds a special place in my heart that way, because it's where my addiction to indie polish began. So back to this polish, though. It looks like a beautiful magnetic. It's inspired by the ghosts of Casa Loma. And actually, that inspiration is something dear to me because it's not too far from the area where I live. So I love it when when an inspiration really strikes a chord like that, along with the polish itself being beautiful. So this one is described as a deep purple base with yellow, green, blue shifting magnetic, pink, green shimmer, and magenta reflective glitter. So lots of great stuff in there, a magnetic and also reflective glitter. There are only 250 of these available. So yeah, a magnetic. I've been loving magnetic polishes. I love the versatility of them, that you can wear them magnetized to get those cool nail art looks, and play around with magnetizing polishes in different ways. That's something that that's an area where I'd like to grow, trying different ways of magnetizing polishes rather than just a stripe across. But also the fact that there is reflective glitter in here as well. To me, reflective glitter plays with the light, unlike any other component of polish. And so those things together, along with the inspiration that's not too far from my area where I live, and also from a brand I love, this one is pretty high on my list this month. So this one is Crucible Designs. If you got it, haunt it. So this next item up is not a polish item at all. It is an item by Inspired Scents, and it's called Ichabod's Nail Salve. And actually, this is a product that I've purchased in a previous year's offering as well, and I loved it. In fact, I hardly have any left, so it excites me that this is an offering this month. This one's inspired by scary tales around the campfire. What better than a headless horseman? Our fabulous salves, as with all our products, are certified cruelty-free by the Leaping Bunny program, which we are very proud of. This is a vegan-friendly product, and we source the best ingredients that are all ethically made. So that ethical aspect appeals to me, absolutely. And this melts and soaks in immediately, nourishing your cuticles and nails, and comes in one of our most amazing scents, Fall Harvest, the scent everyone loves. We mix this fragrance ourselves with different scented apples, cinnamon, vanilla, nutmeg, pumpkin, and cream. It has become a true fall favorite, and absolutely, these are all fall scents that I love. The product size on this one is 10 milliliters, and there are only 200 available. So actually, since I'm here too, it says that some of the ingredients, in case you're curious, are unrefined shea oil, rice bran oil, vitamin E, soy wax, and fragrance. So a lot of good stuff in there. This is a product that I have purchased before. The scent notes may be slightly different, but the product itself is the same. The fact that it's this nail salve, and I love it. And as I said, I have very, very little left, like just for another use or two. And I've been holding off using it because I don't want to use it up. So here it is. I am going to replace it this month. So this is Inspired Scents, Ichabod's Nail Salve. So next up on the wish list is a back to a polish item. This one is by Glisten and Glow, and it's called NJ Pine Barrens, so New Jersey Pine Barrens. Yet another green. I'm loving my greens. The New Jersey Pine Barrens are rumored to be home of the Jersey Devil. Scary encounters on dark nights in the wilderness of the New Jersey Pine Barrens with this mysterious creature that is described as a kangaroo-like creature with the face of a horse, head of a dog, bat-like wings, horns, and a tail have been reported for more than 250 years. And that sounds horrible. It's a black jelly polish loaded with color-shifting shimmers that shift from emerald green, olive green, golden, copper, and blue at extreme angles. So it sounds like a lovely shifting combination there. So here we go with a few more pictures here. Yeah, I mean, it's a beautiful looking green, and the fact that it's got shifts to it, it seems to have this depth, a black jelly base as well, I believe. Yes, that is what I read. A black jelly base that really deepens those shimmers. This really looks like an intoxicating green. I think it looks beautiful. So this one is Glisten and Glow's New Jersey Pine Barrens. This next polish up is by Ethereal, and it's called Little Spirits. And this one to me looks like another one of these just interesting, shifty polishes. Inspired by the pet cemetery in my childhood hometown, Lilydale, New York. Aw. It's a sheer brown toned purple base with green to blue large particle shimmer. And yeah, no cap for this one. So, oh, I mean, that's heartbreaking. Pet Cemetery. Um, yeah, it looks like a beautiful shifting polish, like one of those great all season colors, but then with that really intriguing shifting color in there as well. I'm always drawn to these types of colors. Um, it's kind of hard for me to say exactly how sheer it appears to me that this does still have a bit of a sheerness to it, this polish, which is actually something that I love about this brand's offerings lately. I've been enjoying those, a lot of their polishes with that lightness and sheerness, but with a strong shimmer. It brings a lot of interest and intrigue to something that seems subtle at first, but actually isn't subtle at all. This to me is just a beautiful year-round polish that I can't stop looking at. So this is by Ethereal, and it's called Little Spirits. This next offering is by Dom Nail Polish, and it's called Traumatic Static. And if that wasn't one of the most traumatic things growing up as a very young child, going to my basement, turning on the TV to find only static, it's something that a lot of kids right now will never experience. So for me, I can relate right away to the look of this polish and the name. It brings back some very vivid memories. So this one's inspired by a haunted TV set from Angie's childhood. Whew, well, that sounds creepy. It's a silver reflective with teal, purple, gold, green, shifting shimmer, assorted white glitters, and black flakes. And there's only 400 of these available. So that's actually kind of interesting. This to me has been a very unique offering in my wish list. So only 400 available. This one could go pretty quickly. So this one being a reflective glitter polish, for me, that's a good thing. I find that reflective glitter adds an incredible amount of sparkly interest to a polish. It's a great component for me, unlike any other. It gives a sparkle unlike any other component. So that appeals. I also love, now I didn't have a haunted TV, that's for sure. That sounds horrible, but absolutely, TV static was a very vivid, real thing from my childhood. So I can connect in all different ways to this polish as well. Yeah, I think that this is such an incredible interpretation of the inspiration, and I'm really loving this. I think this is kind of genius. So Dom Nail Polish, Traumatic Static. So I seem to have a thing for magnetics this season. This one is an offering from Colores de Carol called I Knew It. And right off the bat, I mean, I'm seeing what to me looks like magnetic pull right here. And it looks totally unique from anything I have. This is really, it's caught my eye in a great way. All kinds of great fall colors showing through here. So the description says that it's inspired by aliens. It's a green when warm to orange when cold thermal polish with a pastel aurora shimmer, fairy flakes, and multi-dimensional magnetic effect. A thermal magnetic. Now, I didn't expect that at all, but there you go. So all that variation that we're seeing in that polish, there, that would be why the fact that you can change the look through magnetic effect, but also through temperature. So there is a lot happening with this polish. There are only 300 of these available. So yes, this would be completely unique to my collection, and right there that appeals. As I said earlier, though, I was trying not to purchase more thermals because thermals do have a shelf life to them. They only last a certain amount of time before the thermal aspect kind of dies off and it'll remain in some state permanently. But this really is beautiful. And the fact that it's also a magnetic, that gives you a little bit more to play with in terms of the effects of this polish. Let's just take a look at a couple of other photos here because there is so much going on. I mean, I just love all these fall colors that are appearing here. For me, it has so much, there's so many positive elements about this one that it is going to be hard to say no. I just think this is beautiful. I really have nothing like this and so much going on. I can't get over the fact that it is a thermal magnetic. So this one is Colores de Carol. I knew it. And interestingly enough, I didn't know it. I didn't realize this was both a thermal and a magnetic. So, wow. This next offering up is by Cleona Cosmetics, and it's called Jerome Grand Hotel. This one's inspired by the Jerome Grand Hotel, nestled near the top of Cleopatra Hill, overlooking the small mining town of Jerome in the Verde Valley of Arizona, what was once known as the United Verde Hospital, owned by the nearby United Verde Copper Company, UVCC, has since become the Jerome Grand Hotel. Patrons of the hotel have reported numerous ghost hauntings by past hospital patients. Not only is it spooky on the inside, but its hilltop location and aged facade make it equally eerie on the outside. That sounds very creepy. I'll have to look up a picture of this place. It says, as an optional magnetic. Oh, that's good. This polish appears burgundy at first glance to represent the awnings of the hotel. Its copper gold magnetic pull and silver holographic flakes are a nod to the UVCC and the precious metals mined there. Magnetization reveals a new dimension with pink, orange, gold, lime, shifting shimmer, and a pinch of ghostly blue microflake to represent the spirits of the past which walk the hotel by night. This polish is intended to be just as beautiful unmagnetized as it is magnetized. The magnetic effect enhances the overall dimensionality of the finish. Oh, and there's a very specific availability cap here. It's 393 available. So that one definitely sounds like once it is sold out, it is sold out with a number like that. That's interesting. Wow, I just think this is really beautiful. Now, I do have to watch out a little bit. I just made a purchase directly from Cleona Cosmetics, and some of the polishes that I picked up were from one of their magnetic collections available on their website. So I do just have to make sure that this optional magnetic polish doesn't kind of overlap something that they've already offered. But from what I know of this brand, their offerings are wildly creative, and I love how direct this polish, like they've chosen elements from that polish that directly match up with the site that they've drawn they've drawn their inspiration from. The components of this polish, I mean, there's direct inspiration of the colors and the components you see that relate directly to the source of inspiration for this polish. So yeah, I love Cleona Cosmetics. My collection is rapidly growing of Cleona Cosmetics polishes. So yeah, this one is on the wish list. It looks like a great offering. Cleona Cosmetics, Jerome Grand Hotel. So this next polish up is yet another magnetic. I have another trend going on here on my wish list, so I got to take a look at that before I purchase. This offering is a beautiful one by Bluebird Lacquer, Here for the Booze. And yeah, this looks like a lovely magnetic pull on this one. It's inspired by the infamous Cheeseman Park in Denver, Colorado. This is a purple-leaning gray chrome with green and pink sparkles that changes to an emerald large particle sparkle with a magenta gold shifting magnetic shift, creating a rainbow effect. And there's no cap for this one. So yeah, this one looks beautiful. It caught my eye. I'm really loving also the sparkle within this one. Like it described a sparkle and a shift, and I'm seeing those things. And this one really does look like a hypnotic magnetic. And I'll just have to take a look at how it compares with some of the other magnetics that I already have. But Bluebird Lacquer is a brand that I've really been enjoying. And I could see myself loving this one in my collection. So this one is Bluebird Lacquer, Here for the Booze. This next polish up is by Bee's Knees Lacquer, and it's called The Woman in Black. Another great shifter over here. Green leaning again. So I do have, along with magnetics, greens are a trend on my wish list. So I'm going to have to carefully look at all the greens I've been pulling to see how they compare with each other, but also to others in my collection. So let's take a look at the description for Bee's Knees Lacquer, The Woman in Black. It's inspired by my own spooky experience while on a ghost tour. A sheer black sister polish to Dumocorn with the same green to aqua to blue shimmer. And there's no cap for this one. So I do own Dumocorn. I think it's a gorgeous polish. To me, it's actually interesting that this is a sister polish to Dumocorn. It looks totally drastically different. I guess it goes to show you dark base, like it just it really changes everything. So, I mean, the fact that I love Dumocorn already, that appeals to me. Chances are I'll really like this darker version of it. I do have to check out how it compares, though, to some of the other, specifically Bee's Knees lacquer offerings that I've been purchasing. I have made some very significant purchases from Bee's Knees lacquer in the recent bit with their shop um, sort of closing down, at least temporarily. I've managed to pick up many of their greens. Green is a favorite color of mine, so I will have to compare this to the others. But the fact that this is a Dumocorn sibling does appeal. And I have to say, if you haven't seen this photo in any of any of Bee's Knees Lacquer's um, promotions for this polish is this. If you haven't seen this photo in large in any of Bee's Knees Lacquer's promotions for this polish, for this month's polish pickup, check this photo out on social media. It is downright creepy. The face that you see here in the bottom corner. I mean, this is if this is a I'm assuming that this is a photo that the maker took while on this ghost tour that she is referring to, and if that's the case, I mean that photo is that is haunting. It is haunting and very creepy. Um, so anyway, that is Bee's Knees Lacquer, the woman in black. A lot going on here, and I do just have to really think critically about this polish and see how it compares not only to the other greens that I've been selecting in my wish list, but also to other greens that I've been purchasing through Bee's Knees Lacquer recently. And this is an offering by Baroness X, and it's called Bloody Mary, Bloody Mary. I only own one polish by Baroness X, and it's a brand that I have been sort of watching and following, and I'm eager to grow my Baroness X polish collection, and doing it through offerings like these is wonderful, especially when they've got a cool polish on offer like this. This is inspired by The Mirror Game, which has 3 historical figures for how this preteen scare came about. But none are very happy stories, so we will leave it at that. Okay, this sounds fascinating to me, but there you go. Bloody Mary is a black to red multi-chrome with black and red reflective glitters and a sprinkle of black hollow glitter. And there's only 170 of these available. Yeah, to me, this is sort of for me like the epitome of a Halloween polish in terms of just like an elegant looking black to red multi-chrome polish. But I'm loving the added components to this. So I should say flat out, I do own Eclipse by ILNP. I do own that, and I love it. I wore it. I actually just got it relatively recently. I only got it about a year ago, and I wore it last year during Halloween. And I loved the polish. It had me entertained with the shifts, the black to red multi-chrome, and it was just beautiful. And I found it very hauntingly elegant as well. And so this one is really appealing to me as well. I've also picked up a couple of other black to red multi-chrome variations, but none quite like this. So I am intrigued to try another Baroness X polish. I love reflective glitter, as I've said, and to me I'd love to see how that reflective glitter component plays along with the black to red multi-chrome. I think it could be show-stopping. So that's Baroness X, Bloody Mary, Bloody Mary. Really cool option. Now, last but not least on my wish list, this is actually the very first polish that I saw for this month's polish pickup offerings under the haunted history theme. I happened to catch sight of it on social media, and this one is Alchemy Lacquers Oddities. And I just think that the shift of this is so beautiful. Like, I mean, I think a lot of people would consider it kind of a prugly polish. I consider this just beautiful. It's inspired by the medicinal plant garden of a famous museum in the heart of Philadelphia, the Mutter Museum. And I think I'm saying that right. I'm not exactly sure. Oddities is a dusty chartreuse jelly nail lacquer with contrasting purple to red to orange shifting shimmer. I stand by. I think this is beautiful. I mean, to me, it has that kind of a Halloween look, like the, slimy, whatever. But I also think this is just a beautiful take on a fall polish, that kind of a chartreuse base with the shimmer. I mean, this right here is pretty stunning here as well. I could also see this as a really great kind of spring green offering too. Just so cool. And I am also intrigued by the fact that some of these swatch photos, I mean, you often see this with shimmers, but some of these swatch photos, you do see quite a difference in their look. But I do kind of wonder, like with different numbers of coats, if you could get that kind of a look with this polish as well. Like some of these sort of lighter, more ethereal, almost to me springtime looks. It gives it more of a pastel look, I'm guessing, with fewer coats. I don't really know though. This is me just guessing, as opposed to something that's more this pea soup green with the strong shimmer. Like, I think this is beautiful in all these photos. I think every photo is beautiful, even though they're all different. It's got a murkiness, but yet a brightness and an intrigue. I just love this one. I know I have nothing quite like this in my collection. So this is Alchemy Lacquers Oddities. I'm going to be looking for some swatch videos for this one, just to see as a swatcher applies multiple coats, what this one could potentially look like. So that is it for my enormous wish list this month. The makers are just getting better and better at offering really unique polishes. I'm trying to be really tough on myself too when I'm building these wish lists, to really pick things that I connect to and also that are completely unique, that I may never ever see again. And these makers are bringing that time and time again. And this month, this has been one of the hardest months ever for me to build a wish list. And I still have 21 on my wish list. This is ridiculous. Like, I've got to get it way down from that. So I should also share a little bit about polish pickup itself. All the best information you can pick up from the website under the FAQs section. Also, there's an area here where you can check out the calendar, which gives you all the important dates and times that you need in terms of when the shop opens. So just a little bit about Polish Pickup. It is a pre-order website that is only open for one weekend each month. So this month it opens from Friday, September the 1st, and it remains open until Monday, September the 4th. And I'll put all those dates and also the exact times that the shop opens down in the description box. So it's important to know that. This is a pre-order box. So once the shop closes, it takes a couple of weeks for all the items to get from the makers to PPU headquarters. And then from PPU headquarters, they will send your package out. So about a month after the shop closes, you will have your purchases from that month's Polish Pickup. For all the most up-to-date information, check on this website. As I said, all the details that you need are under the FAQ section. Also, under the calendar, it tells you the exact dates and times of everything that you need in terms of when the shop opens for shopping, and exactly the hour that it opens as well. So you can set alarms if you've got an item on your wish list with a small cap. Also, there's some great spots that you can check out too. Their Facebook group has all the updates about the shop, about the offerings, great swatch photos. But not only that, when the shop actually opens, it does tell you when items are beginning to sell out, or at least grow low in stock. So that's an important place to look. There's also a BST chat group where you can buy, sellers swap some Polish Pickup items. So, if you didn't purchase something and you have regrets, check back on their Facebook group here, the chat group for Polish Pickup. You might find somebody who has purchased the item and is destashing it because it doesn't quite look on them as they had expected. Also, follow them on Instagram and YouTube. There's great information, great swatches, great videos that you can check out of the offerings. But other than that, that is it. Polish Pickup opens this month on Friday, September the 1st at 11 o'clock a.m. Eastern Time, and it closes Monday, September the 4th at 11:59 p.m. also Eastern Time. Shopping happens on the Polish Pickup website, which is polishpickup.com. Thank you so much for joining me for this marathon of a wish list. I have never had a harder time going through these items. I don't know how I'm going to go through these remaining 21 items that I have on my wish list. I feel pretty strongly about all of them, but there's no way I can purchase 21 items. That is way beyond budget. So listen, I'd love to know, what are you thinking of shopping for this month? Are you shopping Polish Pickup this month? What items are catching your eye? What do you think of my wish list? Have you noticed some things in my wish list? You can give me some advice as to what could go, or maybe some similar offerings that you have in your collection that remind you of one of the polishes, sort of a dupe per se, although I've got to say the offerings this month, I don't know how many dupes there really are out there for these incredible offerings. They're incredible. So thank you so much for joining me today. If you like this type of content, nail-related content, please feel free to like this video, comment below and continue on the fun and the conversation, and subscribe. And hopefully I'll see you again in the next one. Thank you so much for joining me. Bye.